Hello there, and welcome to another Wellness Wednesday. I'm Dr. Andrea Schanowski from Freedom Chiropractic and Holistic Health and our YouTube channel, Health and Horsepower. Now, this week, I wanted to talk about 3 tips for exercise to make sure you're getting the most out of your workout. And then I also had 3 supplements that I also wanted to recommend that can help you meet your goals faster or work against some things that might be causing some plateaus for you, shall we say. So first and most important thing, which I feel like I've drilled this into you by now, you want to make sure you're getting enough protein in your diet. That means we need at least 75 grams minimum per day of protein to make sure you have the building blocks of amino acids for your body to actually build muscle and increase your metabolism. Number 2, you want to make sure you're actually building muscle with your workout. So you want to do resistance exercises. That means you're using pushing, pulling, or resistance with bands or weights, or even like a weighted vest or weighted like weights that can go on your ankles or your wrist. And then the number 3 tip for exercise is you want to make sure you're switching up body areas. So when we're trying to build muscle, if you can build muscle across your body, that's going to help to not only make sure that your metabolism is even throughout, it's also going to help make sure that you have good bone density. Because where you have muscles pulling on bone, your bones will be stronger, and that's going to help prevent osteoporosis and osteopenia as well. So make sure you're doing an upper body workout. That includes not just your arms, but also your chest, your upper back, and also your neck muscles. You also want to make sure you're doing core exercises, not just your abs in the front, but also your back extensors that help with pushing backward, and also any type of motions that you bend or twist with. Now, if you have a disc issue, you want to be very careful that you're not doing a lot of repetitive motions, typically lighter weights. Less of those are going to be better if you have a disc issue or degeneration already started. And then you also want to make sure you are also doing a leg resistance exercise, not just your lower legs, but your butt, your glutes, your hamstrings, your hips. All of those are part of that as well. So 3 body areas: upper body, core, and lower body. And then the 3 supplements I wanted to talk about today. So number 1, I think I've also told you about this one as well, is called Metatrim. It is a supplement that specifically helps your body to target fat for burning. That means when you're doing your workout, it's going to help make sure that you're maintaining your muscle mass and using that fat to burn for energy instead of breaking down your muscle. Typically, I recommend taking 1 per day, but on workout days, I would probably double it up and do 1 after your workout as well to, again, target that fat burning. Another supplement that can be really helpful is called DIM. We carry it here in the office. It also has calcium D-glucarate in it as well. So DIM is diethylmethylene. That is actually a extract that you would find in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli. It actually assists your liver with getting rid of and balancing hormones a little bit better. So if you tend to have high estrogen levels, or if your body is struggling to balance estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone levels, this may be helpful to help your liver clean out better so that your hormones are maximized for helping you to build muscle and not hold on to fat. The calcium D-glucarate also helps with another detoxification process, so it really assists your liver with making sure that your hormones are balanced so they're not interfering with your weight loss as well as your muscle gain goals, but also helps with mood balance and also hormone balance as well. And then the last supplement that I wanted to recommend for those of you that have a lot of stress going on in your life, you've maxed out between burning the candle at both ends, doing a million things at once, is Cortisol Calm. It is a supplement designed to support your adrenal gland with adaptogenic herbs so that your adrenal gland has support and it's not stealing away hormones and stopping your digestion process, interfering with sleep, or even breaking down muscle. So we want to make sure we have support for our adrenal gland if we're under stress. We want to make sure we have hormone support if we tend to have hormone imbalance issues or your body's struggling with detoxification. And then you also want to make sure you have fat burning capabilities. So because we are trying to burn fat and build muscle. So a lot of times in the beginning of an exercise program, you may notice your weight stays the same on the scale. And the reason is you are losing fat but gaining muscle. So your weight kind of stays the same. That's why I like to do body measurements, because it's going to give us a more accurate idea about where you are losing the fat. So you can actually see changes in your neck size. You can see changes in your arm, your chest, your waist, your hips, and your legs when your body is breaking down fat. Because if you remember, I don't know if you remember watching that other video, I showed you what muscle muscle and fat look like. Now, muscle takes up a lot less space and it burns a lot more calories. Fat is lots larger and tends to take up a lot more space, and it doesn't really use much energy, so it sticks around. So when we're trying to, again, burn that fat and get rid of it, your fat cells are going to shrink, you're going to lose inches, but your weight on the scale may not necessarily change, especially if you're building muscle at the same time. So don't just rely on the scale. Matter of fact, I don't even recommend going on the scale more than once a week. So if you're weighing in on a daily or a couple times a week, I would throw that out the window. Once a week, just to give you an idea about where your weight's at. Typically, you're not really going to see big changes on the scale for at least 8 weeks, unless you're starving yourself, in which case you're going to be losing muscle and lowering metabolism, and then you're going to gain all that back sooner. So make sure you're doing the right exercises. Make sure you're getting enough protein. Make sure you're using multiple body areas, and then I gave you a couple different supplements that can assist with your weight loss goals and also making sure your body is doing it the healthy way. If you have any questions, feel free to pop those in the comments below or shoot me a message. I'd be more than happy to connect with you. I know I have a lot of patients right now that are doing body composition measurements kind of before they get started with an exercise program and a dietary change. That way they know where their baseline was, and then when we check in and say a month or so, they can see how much progress that they've made. So if you want to do that, please call my office or go to the website and request an appointment. Our website is freedompeoria.org, and there is a new patient tab. You can request an appointment there if you wanted to start with body comp measurements before you get started with the weight loss program. Typically for your first one, I also like to sit down with you, going over dietary and maybe even some other habits that we can change or just understand a little bit better to help meet those goals as well. So have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next week.